Yeah, hello folks. Richard Fontenay here. I hope you're well and keeping safe these days. I'm here with another short bit message. This message may be a bit longer than normal, so I hope you don't mind. I think it's going to be about 9 minutes long. And today's topic is about our imperfections and how to deal with them. You know, human uniqueness is truly the spice of life. All people are different from each other in millions and millions of different ways. However, sometimes these differences may seem difficult for us to accept. Now, for many people, these differences are viewed as imperfections, leaving them feeling a bit self-conscious and breaking down their confidence. Is this where you might be coming from? Learning to embrace our differences and including our imperfections is a necessary part of living a fulfilling life. Mastering the art of self-acceptance and embracing our imperfections takes time and patience. But with some effort, we can learn to be true to ourselves by accepting and enfolding what makes us unique. So how do we do this? Well, here are 3 ways. The first way is to allow ourselves the freedom of not being totally in control over everything that happens in our lives. Now, people set goals that focus on changing different aspects of themselves all the time. For example, a hefty majority or a large majority of New Year's resolutions usually trend around fitness, weight loss, or some other kind of aspirational goal to make a change for the better. These are wonderful goals to set. But it's important to understand that we can't always change every aspect of our lives and every aspect of our personality. Some things like our personality may be unique and usually considered as a non-negotiable part of us. So rather than setting impossible goals or forcing a strict pathway toward attempting to make a change that won't happen anyway, we need to learn to accept the fact that we can't have total control over everything. That might be scary, but it's a basic tenet of life. Also, we need to learn to embrace the freedom of letting go and learning to accept ourselves by embracing imperfections, not fighting them, but embracing them, but not letting them control us. Now, I'm not advocating a laissez-faire attitude here. Goals help us move forward, and I am one who constantly works with people in setting goals. But don't be a perfectionist in the process. Remember, we are not perfect and can't control everything that comes our way. Imperfections really don't define who we are, but they are one facet of who we are. Now, the second way is to remember that everyone is flawed and makes mistakes sometimes. Despite what our friends and what we see on social media and what we are fed through the social media websites, might lead us to believe there is not one single soul on this planet who is perfect. At some point, everyone makes a mistake. Everyone has flaws or aspects of themselves they don't like. While it's not unpleasant to address feelings about imperfections, it's very natural and a normal part of our existence. Now, if you've ever were ever feeling isolated because of an imperfection, remember that you're probably not the only person out there. Not only do folks have tons of different types of imperfections, but many can relate to us because they claim the same imperfections as us. So when we're feeling down about an imperfection, remember, we're not alone. We're not alone in experiencing it by ourselves. Many others are experiencing the same thing and perhaps can relate to us. And when we are learning to embrace our imperfections, remember that we're not on a lonely island, but rather part of a community who understands why that imperfection is tough to accept and why it's tough to overcome. Now, all this means really is that we need to learn how to share our imperfections with others without feeling incompetent or thinking less of ourselves. And in fact, accepting of self, including our imperfections, actually strengthens our confidence rather than weakens it. And thirdly, we need to choose to stop comparing ourselves with others. When we see someone succeeding or seemingly living a perfect life, it's tough for us to resist comparing our life to theirs. However, it's important to remember that comparisons is really the thief of joy. Rather than coming to grips with who we are and what we have, let's not get into the position of getting too enthralled by someone else's life. When we spend all our time comparing ourselves to someone else, there's a good chance we're not seeing the whole picture of that person. For example, you may see a friend's best moments plastered all over the social media. But it's vital to remember that these kinds of views into another person's life are just sort of a bit of a spotlight or a highlight of what they're going through life. You don't see them posting necessarily about their sadness or the mistakes and the drama that they may be experiencing. Now, often they don't post these for everyone to see. So in conclusion, let go of the perfectionist attitude that states that we are perfect even though we are not. And we can't control everything, so let's not try. There are others who experience the imperfections that we experience, so we are not alone. We can help each other in accepting who we are and overcome any setback that we may experience. And finally, let's not compare our life's journey to others. When we're too focused on someone else's story, we forget all about our own. And when we choose to stop comparing ourselves to others, we are giving ourselves the freedom to focus on our own self, including our imperfections. Now, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give a thumbs up and a comment. I certainly do appreciate them, and will respond as soon as I can. Now, as always, folks, be well, stay safe, and continue becoming the best version of yourself.